Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, viewers. Uh, so we are today going to see how we add a record in employee master table. Since we have completed our conversion of ranges into the table, because um, using the table was shown that why should we be using table and how simple it is and how useful it is to have a table instead of the normal ranges uh, which we showed you that we should use the tables, right? Table using the table is more efficient in improving the readability of your table of your data, and the tables have the functionalities which you can enjoy. Okay, so like you don't have to repeat mean to worry about the copying of the formula. As soon as you write, you make a change in the formula in one cell, all the cells are updated automatically. And there are filters also, and you don't have to worry about the filters. Means they are automatically made available within the table range. And so since we have shown you this, and I hope it is now understood that using the table is the more efficient way of tabulating your table, tabulating your data, right? The data, the more tabulated your data will be, means the more efficient will be your reporting, and the more and your system overall performance will be much efficient. Okay, so in today's now we are going to show you how since the tables are in place, like employee table is now not an ordinary range, it is a table, right? Yeah, this is a data table. How do we know that? When we click here, the table design is available. It tells you your table is named as table employee master, and it is uh, uh, showing the formatting which you have selected. Okay, and it it can be uh, means you can use the total row, but since there is nothing to total in the employee master for the time being, you don't need this to be enabled. Okay, so this is the table. Now, how to add the record? So adding the record in the table, we know that it's very easy. You can go to the table and whatever. As soon as you enter anything here, like a new record is added. Like for example, uh, you say Zishan, you write in here. It already creates a new record. Mhm. Zishan. For example, this is the first name and last name you have written. So it is already created, and you can remove it. But this was manual. So manual entry into the table is not advisable. It should be done through the interface, right? So we have already used in previous videos, we have shown you the interface and the forms, right? Which enlists all the tables data in it, right? That's fine. And when you double click on any, you make the selection of a certain employee, so you can now proceed to make any changes in it, and then click update or cross down, right? So how to add a new employee, right? To add a new employee, you need a button in here. Previously, it was placed in here. So I have moved that button, and this is the proper place where you can have and add a new record button, right? Because the other form, this one is for editing. So if you want to make changes in the existing record, then this form is more purposeful, more meaningful, and there's no point of putting an add a button, add a new record button in here, because this is meant for editing on the amendments, right? Okay. And update. You make the changes and click update, the data will be updated. So to add a record, when you display here, so this is the proper position. So why is this dim? Why this is dim means it is disabled, right? This is a good idea, that to keep the button disabled. How we made it? So let's go and see the form. We show you here in here. We go to, sorry, we go to view code. How do we go to view code? We go to Alt F11. We press Alt F11, and here we are going to get to the form. This is the form in which this is the button which we are talking that it is disabled. Why it is disabled? Because enable property of this form is false. If you click it true, it is now enabled. But we want it only to be enabled when it is meaningful to be enabled, right? So so that user does not, nobody can unintentionally click button and so chance of error. And you might have blank empty records or something other things. So to avoid it right from the, so on the root you address this issue so that nobody click accidentally and the add new record. Okay, so we make it false so that uh, you the enable is false, right? So that it remains disabled, right? It remains disabled. If you click yes here, so this it is enabled. So we have to make sure that this is disabled, right? So let's click it. Okay, so hang on, please. So when we click here, when the form is initialized, it comes with a disable button so that nobody accidentally uh, uh, click this button and a record with improper information is may not be inserted, right? So nobody can insert it unless you have you have a valid new employee data and new employee ID is added is entered, then you can, then it should become enabled, right? So you can see that when you select an ID here, for example, you can then a change occurs and this event is fired, right? That a change has occurred when in where in the employee ID drop down. Okay, so in which we have asked him that see if the ID which has been entered in this, if it already exists, right? So you don't need to enable at this point itself. Okay. So 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 we will. I have used this stop just to show you that it is doing what work. It is doing a work that it is checking. It is checking that what is the ID? ID is 3, right? ID is 3, and in the emp sheet, it is taking it's going through all this, whether this 3 employee ID already exists or not, right? So you have to use it in the format command to convert it into string, because this is a string, right? Employee ID in a combo box is appearing with a quotes unit that in a string format. So to have an apple to apple matching, you have to convert it with the, so otherwise the type it won't be able to match it. It will treat it as it is not found. Okay. So this is the important thing we should discuss. That's why I have put a stop in here, so that you see how to convert a numeric thing. The code in employee A column is numeric, and that is converted first of all into the string, and then it is matched, and it has found it. For example, if you if you resume it and you say it's 300, for example, okay? Now this time it is not finding because 300 does not exist in it, okay? And if you type, for example, say 6, okay, it stops, right? It stops it because it has found it, okay? So we should be able to figure out whether at what point this add new record button is to be enabled, right? It should be enabled when the code which is entered is not found. It's not found in the range. Okay. So when we will say that if it is not found, so here we will, instead of saying then stop, we would say, we will amend this thing. We will put here stop in here, stop, and we put an enter in here. Okay, let it because we have to proceed it. Okay, we say okay, no problem. Okay, now here we are going to write enter, and if, okay, and here we are going to see if it is okay, if it is equal to a, then no issue, means do not do any enabling of this, right? So nothing doing it. But in the case of else, right? So we will, first of all, if it is equal to it, then we will say found fnd is equal to true. In the beginning, fnd is equal to false, right? true, and then it will also say exit do. Okay, right. So after exiting, now there are 2 points when it will exit from this loop. One is that when all the employees have been skimmed through uh, and gone through, and the other point is that when the employee code itself, in both cases, it will go out of this loop. So after, as soon as it comes out from this loop, we will check if found. ठीक है? Then okay, then do nothing. If found, then do nothing, right? Otherwise, enable the button. Enable the add new button. So what is the name of that add new button? We go and see here. We see what is the, it's a toggle name button. So let's give it a right name. That's it. Add employee add button. Employee add. Okay. So this is the name of this button. So what we do, we go to this code and we say, if it is not found, then employee add, then, sorry, add employee add dot enabled is equal to true. True. This is right. Otherwise, it will keep on, it will keep it false. Right? So this was our preparatory work for the adding a record into the employee master. We will click this, and if we select an employee which already exists, it will remain disabled. And as soon as we enter something which is not in the range, it will become enabled. That's right. Okay. And then when it is enabled, then the users can click on it and write the code in it to what to do, how to add the new record in this range. Okay. So this was our part 1, just to start entering the data in any form in a table. Okay. Thank you very much.